Every October, we get floods of Christians asking this question, and it's an important discussion for the church. But before I share my position, let me just share Anton LaVey's position. He's the founder of the Church of Satan and the author of the Satanic Bible. And in an interview years ago that I heard, he made a statement in regards to this question. He said, I'm glad that Christian parents let their children worship the devil at least one night out of the year. Now, this doesn't mean that if you go trick-or-treating with your kids that you're worshiping the devil. But it does mean that Halloween is not as spiritually innocent as we like to believe. It is absolutely viewed as a satanic holiday by Satanists. So the question then becomes, as Christians, do we want to partake and celebrate a holiday that is formally and historically endorsed and revered by those who hate God? Secondly, and I believe the more convincing reason you should consider opting out of celebration of Halloween is from its inauguration in the 9th century all the way until today, it's been a night of celebrating death, darkness, and evil. There's a reason that your local Home Depot and Target stores are covered in morbid, decaying witches and skeletons. It's a season to make children more comfortable with evil and the distortion of God's image. It's a night to elevate nooses and demons and gore and horror and fear. And as your kids get older, it's also a night of immodesty and sexual immorality and drunkenness. Halloween, in a cultural sense, is a night that's all about death and darkness. Not the death that leads to eternal life, but final death, a death without redemption. And we have to remember that Christ came to conquer that type of death. And as Christians, we should never celebrate what Christ came to destroy. We have to remember, in a world filled with suicide and murder and wickedness and fear, we don't believe that dressing up these horrors in cute little decor one night per year makes them any less of what they really are, which is evil. And as adults, I understand how easy it can be to view Halloween as something that's not really evil. And this is because we have the ability, the mental and emotional faculties available to us as adults to discern what's really going on. Meaning, we understand that a ghost is fake or that a goblin is folklore. But what parents often forget is how influential and formative these visual images can be for small children. And we need to be really careful there. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to avoid Halloween outright. I've seen plenty of Christian families with older children use it as an effort of outreach, which I think is fine. My only suggestion is, if you feel called to that ministry, don't engage by participation. Engage by proclamation. Don't celebrate, demonstrate Christ to those around you. In other words, I'm just saying don't blend in, stand out, and cause people to ask questions that might provoke a gospel conversation. So bottom line, don't be naive about Halloween. Don't believe that there isn't a long-term satanic agenda involved. Remember that we serve a holy God, so be wise, be discerning, but most of all, just find the balance that both protects your family and proclaims the gospel.